What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Million Dollar Coffee Hour. I'm your host, founder REI Genius, Johnny Lynham, and I'm a little bit late this morning because we were chopping it up behind the scenes here in the studio. Really just iron sharpening iron as we always do. And then today is really special. I thought about maybe foregoing and not bringing up and having the session today, but we're right on top of our 3 year anniversary for REI Genius. I had to bring out the original old school shirt, and our mission right there still hasn't changed: changing lives through real estate. That's what we're all about with REI Genius. And today is really a day of reflection, gratitude for the lives we've been able to impact, the lives that we have been able to change, and the future and where we're going. And I think the backdrop of all this and where we are right now in today's economy, where we are right now politically, there's a lot of division, but at the same time, we have so much in the United States to be grateful for. And hopefully today, I motivate you, encourage you, and light a fire in you to take action on whatever it is that you want to be, whatever it is that you want to do. It doesn't have to be real estate related, whatever it may be. In regards to how you approach your relationships, how you approach your work, how you approach everything that it is that you're doing. Because one of the things that I have truly learned is life is short, and if you're not living on purpose, you're doing yourself a disjustice. And so I think that's one of the big things for me. And really, I just threw a couple of slides together. We won't go through all of these, but I really want to just kind of throw some thoughts together and really kind of go through just the gratitude side, the growth, and then the gifts we leave behind, and talking a little bit about legacy at the same time with this, because a lot of times we get caught up in the day to day. We lose sight on what's most important. We start with the 50, 60 hours of work. One of the things I do a lot of outreach on LinkedIn, and especially now that I'm out of the military and here in the local, I would say DMV area. So Maryland, DC, Virginia. And shout out to Jeff. Jeff is he's a facilitator with Vistage. Vistage is a CEO peer mentor group. And we had a start. We met up at Starbucks here in the A neighborhood. We stay in the same neighborhood, and he was a member, or I would say a product of Vistage, and he came through there when he was a CEO. He did an exit, sold his company, and then now he gives back as a peer facilitator, peer group facilitator. CEOs, they get together once a month, full day. Local CEOs that have a revenue for their company that they run anywhere from 10 to, I think he said, 80 million in revenue, at least, for the peer group that he coaches here in the DC area. And, he asked me, we were going through just with where I'm at right now, the revenue with apartment complexes, REI Genius, where I want to be in the goals. And I was like, I really don't have a goal. And that's crazy. You guys know I'm action oriented when it comes to, everything. But where I am right now with retirement, reflecting on everything, my number one goal is being present for my family. Like, my oldest is 12. I got 6 years left with him before he's 18, before going off to college or whatever it is that he decides to do. I got 6 years left. And the thing that we take for granted, we spend 90% of our time with our children before they turn 18. When they turn 18 years old, we would have spent 90% of the time we would ever spend with them in their entire life by the time they turn 18. And so I picked up on that some months ago reading the book. I forgot the name of the book earlier this year, but it convicted me where you got to slow down. You got to continue to live on purpose. And now the goals aren't necessarily monetarily driven, but they're driven from the relationships I want to have with my wife, my kids, my friends. And now it's not necessarily, thank God, because of retirement and, wherever the VA gives me for how banged up I am disability wise, and, working as a financial advisor, leading REI Genius. It's like I don't have to chase a number or chase a crazy work schedule to chase another goal to do 2 or 3 multifamily deals a year, or chase that ghost of the next great accomplishment. That I'm already successful. You are already successful. Where you are right now, you are successful, because if you look back on where you came from, man, where I came from, and to be here today, I'm already successful. And so there's no pressure to go do a whole lot more, where you can take your time. You can be strategic. You don't have to have an axe. You can come in with a scalpel and be strategic on how you align, the relationships, the organizations you align yourself with. It's crazy. I have a conversation set up with Navy Federal Credit Union next week. We have a brand thing we're talking through. They got some ideas on how I can kind of come in and help their brand. And it's pretty interesting. Like I was talking to the wife yesterday. I'm like, you're gonna have to be upstairs and be on. You're gonna have to be my what's the lady? What's the person's name? You're gonna have to be my publicist. Like you got to be there and kind of run because I'm like, okay, let's see what they want to talk about. But it's funny, to be just to sit back and just see everything that God has done, what He has built in my life, and where we're going, and where what He's doing. Just despite all the noise that's happening around, is truly beautiful. And so the thing for me, long story short, is focusing on gratitude and really being strategic on how you want to focus your growth going forward in the future and focus your time because everything that you're doing, you think you need that next promotion at the job, you think you need to continue to go up the corporate ladder, but maybe that's not really what you want. Maybe that's not what your family needs. Maybe that's not what you need right now in this season of your life. And so I challenge each and every one of us as we're going through this holiday season to do a self-assessment on where we are and where we truly want to be and how we want to show up out here because the world is your oyster. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. And if you're going to be successful, and if you say you're going to be successful, you're going to be successful. Guess what? If you say you can't be successful, you're right. You're right on that side of it too. So I encourage you guys to kind of go through and really reassess where you are this season and what you're trying to accomplish overall because you're driving your ship, and the thing is, are you going to be able to be going through and make sure that you're set up at the end of the day? And at the end of the day, that's what it's all going to be. So let's go through. We're going to go through the charts. I'm not going to belabor it. We got a few people. We're going to talk in the studio. For those that want the link, I'll share that to come in the studio this morning, and kind of we're going to do some networking offline afterwards, and I'll share that right now while we are getting set up. But yeah, hopefully everyone's having a great day today, and I'm excited. I'm excited just to be able in a position to celebrate with family, hang out. Trying to find where my comments are. There we go. Comments. Drop that in the comments, and we're good to go. So yeah, that's for those that want to join us in the studio this morning afterwards for a little bit of networking. But gratitude, bro. Thanksgiving reflection. 3 years. REI Genius, the Financial Freedom Network, and everything. And I kind of go through why we're here, talking about gratitude, celebrating 3+ years, the lives that we've impacted, where we're going. I kind of got a setback with where we're going. I had a vision of setting up the investment club going into 2026. That was going to be the cornerstone of everything that we do going into the new year. But I had a talk with my compliance department yesterday with on the financial advisors, how they were like, yeah, that ain't happening. They were like, yeah, too risky. I can tell you right now, when that comes up, it's not going to get approved. And I said, okay, I get it. I get it. I understand the scrutiny. I understood all that when I signed up to be an advisor, and we'll work through that. And the syndication model is still there, so I think there's still opportunities to make it work, regardless. Because where there's a will, there's a way. But I think the big thing is, and I talked a little bit about this when I was just going, that today, like when you show up, your presence makes all the difference. Like a lot of times we get caught up in everything that we're doing, and just being in the room and your presence is going to make way for your gifts and your talents and everything else. But we just got to get out our own way. We got to get out of our comfort zone and just show up. And I think one of the big things that I have really been blessed by is just the community aspect, the trust and community, that every conversation that you start, it builds bigger. And that was one of the things I shared with Jeff when we were talking at Starbucks, because he's an executive coach. I've done coaching, and I do coaching rather. And so we were, for me, I'm all about iron sharpening iron. And so for me, I'm all in receive mode. I'm like, okay, let me see. Hey, let me learn something today from his experience, his wisdom. Been there, done that. And he was a civilian in the Air Force, so we spoke that language as well too. But really just going through and just the relationships and being intentional with the people that you're surrounding yourself with and where you're trying to go and building community. And I think that's one of the things going into 2026 with REI Genius is really the community aspect of being around like-minded people. Because I'll tell you, there's nothing like being around unaligned people, or as the Bible says, unequally yoked, that it just drains the energy. Negative people, people that aren't trying to reach for more, trying to do more, trying to help people, to help more people. And so I think that's the big thing with community, that it just drives and gives you that fuel to continue to go. And I think, we go through the challenges, the breakthroughs, the questions, but each insight, each challenge that we face, it moves us forward together. And I think that, the saying is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that's where we are right now, is looking at how do we build that true alignment, and how do we build and go to that common destination together. And it all happens with consistent action. For those that read my book, Millionaire Real Estate Success Strategies, what they forgot to teach you in school, chapter 4, take action, take action, take action. We have to take consistent action. Those small steps, they compound into transformation. I'll say it again: small steps that we take each and every day. Because if you tell me and show me your calendar, or you're going to show me what's most important to you. Small steps that you take each and every day are going to drive your transformation. And that consistent action, nothing beats it. Like, everyone thinks that people that are successful are uber talented and uber smart. They're just consistent. Like, you just keep going and you keep showing up. At the end of the day, you're gonna be successful, because so many people quit. They fall by the wayside. They don't have that grit about them. They're not looking to continue to go forward. And so we have to keep pushing forward and taking consistent action each and every day. And that's why we have to live on purpose. But if you don't know what your purpose is, you don't know what your goals are, you don't know what you're driving towards, you'll be lost. I was talking with someone a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about, okay, going to Orlando, to Disney World. But if you don't have a plan, you don't know where you're going, you'll look up and you'll be in Kansas City somewhere thinking you're supposed to be in Florida, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a map, if you don't have ways turned on to guide you the path to get there. And then lastly, clear mission. Like, if you're not clear on your mission, if you're not clear on what the goals are for your money, for your investing, guess what? There are all these advertisers, all these companies out here, they got a clear vision for your money if you don't. And they'll be right there waiting for you on Black Friday, every Friday, and every Monday as well too. Because the thing is, you have to have clear vision and clear purpose on everything that you're doing. And I think that's the biggest focus area that we have to continue to drive into. So 3 years in review, reflecting, it's been a crazy journey. I would say, as leading the REI Genius, and I look back at like all the different trainings from I was going through. Matter of fact, let me pull up in school right now. We from everything from, we had tap training, where we had transition to abundance for military members, where we kind of did a TAP 2.0. We did the 8-week trainings. We had the what other classrooms we have in here? We had we did Houston. We did a 3-day conference with my brother Gene Boykin down in Houston with the Go Getter family. Wealth building workshops. We had our deal underwriting workshops. We had our multifamily mastery mastermind. We had our cash flow and capital boot camp, our REI success boot camp. We had our transition into abundant potential, TAP, for my military folks, TAP 2.0. We had our REI accelerator. That was number one, that 8-week REI accelerator for my fix and flippers. We had our financial freedom mastery, millionaire success course. We had our 100K challenge on raising capital, our $1 million coffee chats, and your saving the strategy. All these trainings that we have brought out in different formats and challenges to help people that are looking to level up, to become informed investors, to to build wealth for their families, for the next generation. And I think I look back at the impact with the trainings and how we packaged it up, and being able to coach and mentor people along the way, that it's been a true blessing. And it's only that we're building the foundation, that we're just getting started, all while I was still serving active duty Air Force the entire time, building the team with Faye, my director of operations, Mav, who's been instrumental in the social media aspect of everything that we're doing, and some of the other employees that we've had along the way. That has been a blessing. My wife, and everything that she does, with giving me constructive criticism on, hey, you need to do this in your video, you need to stop doing this, you need to think about this. And so all those things, the kids, and all their jokes and love and support, and doing all that. So it's been a blessed journey along the way. 100%. And even just the family support as well too, with my sister being in the room and supporting everything. My brothers, shout out to the Piles, Larry and Audra Pile. They're always right there in the mix, and they're blessing people. They starting their own community there in Huntsville, and so it's just been a blessing. Like everything along the way and how we're showing up. And I think the big thing is going forward is just really letting people understand that one deal can change your life if you have the faith and you have the tenacity and the belief in yourself that you can go out here and achieve it and do it, then we're going to give you the resources and the information to make it happen. But it all starts with you taking action. And the milestones reached, across Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, 19,000 plus individuals. I think we're going to probably hit 10,000 people on LinkedIn here in the next couple of weeks, which is just crazy from where we are. I think we were at like 4,500 last spring in 2024, which is cool. 180 plus educational events. I'm always on here. I'm going to give you guys the information and the game to keep going. The inner circle members, people that came through REI Genius, most aren't active right now for whatever reason. I know life happens, but with the inner circle members coming in through there, and 3+ years of impact. And just the spotlight stories from the Destin Jahil. They bought a $1.15 million 4 unit in Chattanooga using the VA loan, no money out of pocket, just paid his closing costs. That was it. Market rent $2,000 per unit. And we're not talking about just a little itty bitty 750 square foot unit. We're talking about 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2-story townhouse, 1-car garage, granite countertops, brand new construction. With them living in 1 unit, renting other 3 units out, $2,000 a unit. And they had enough land to build 6 more townhomes on the lot. All that came with that one transaction with no money down. That is the pinnacle of everything that we're doing. The Taylors. Shout out to the Taylors. I got to talk to the Taylors. I got word from one of my staff members. They were over in the Middle East, way past hopping over the pond into Europe. I got to talk to them about that trip to get the skinny on that. But shout out to them, retired military couple, and phenomenal, and just crushing it, building wealth. And it's truly beautiful to see just the veterans, because most of the people that we serve with REI Genius are veterans, and you'll see that kind of highlight going through here with everyone, and just how they're showing up in their own way and being able to go through and build wealth their own way. We got Dr. Joel in the building, and everything. He's crushing it in Alabama with the subject. I'm gonna start calling you Dr. Joel, the subject to king down there in Alabama, but doing a lot of subject to deals, helping people in pre-foreclosure take back control with and not go into the foreclosure process, which one saves them from having a foreclosure on the credit report, allows them to tap into some of the equity in the deal when they have opportunities to tap into equity. They're catching up the past due payments, and they're getting them set up to go on with their life and not having this property drag them along the way and kind of hold them back. And so shout out to him and everything he's doing in Montgomery, Kevin Pugh and everything they're doing, and him and his wife Pam. It's been phenomenal to see. It's funny. I went for my last 2 days before I exited the Air Force. I'm over at Bowling Air Force Base, and who would I see standing outside when I'm leaving finance? I'm like, okay, this is it. Last time on base, active duty, and I see Kevin outside. He's the chaplain there for the wing for the base at Bowling, and so we sat there. He blessed my heart, just sitting there rapping with him 15, 20 minutes, everything that was going on, because I think that was the day that Hexel was talking to all the generals. They had called all the generals to Quantico. And we just talking through it. He was just telling me about the projects, where they are. They almost finished with the renovation on the house in Philly, and what they're doing with setting up a HELOC and all those things. It just blessed my heart to just see, where they're going and what they're looking at doing. And with the next move for him, getting a position over Fort Myers for his last assignment so he can stay in the DMV and retire and just position his family for greatness. And it's family business. And I think that's what, at the end of the day, everything that we're doing is family business. And, from just the relationships that we build with Jenny and Ray. Shout out to Raymond. Ray's about to retire February 26th from the Navy out in Hawaii. Super excited for him. And then Tiffany Ward, great friend, met years ago, virtual platform, and just continue to build these relationships. DK, Navy veteran, house hacker here in the DMV, doing great stuff, commercial real estate purchases. We got Devanya and Stefan, them looking buying property in the Bahamas and just living it up. And then Sheila Lynham, kinfolk in the house and everything she's doing down in Memphis. And so it's just story after story and impact. And the thing is, you can't even put a dollar figure on someone telling you and they're saying, "Hey, I wouldn't be here without you. I wouldn't be in this position without you." And so I think that's the big thing at the end of the day: the deals, the increased income, the cash flow, the community, the wealth of knowledge, the testimonials, uh, the values. And so for me, at the end of the day, is really just to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. That, it's been good to be able to pour into each and every one of you, but you just don't realize how much you have impacted my life and everything that I've been doing. So this is really me saying thank you to each and every one of you guys for having your trust and confidence in me and everything that we're looking to do in the future, what you're looking to do in the future, because it's definitely bright now that I have a lot more time and a lot more talent and wisdom to get there and to help other people kind of fall in line with the vision that I have for REI Genius and where we're going and the community that we're continuing to build out and everything that we have in the future. So with that, that's all I really want to jump on and say is just a big heartfelt thank you for 3+ years of everything that we're doing and everything that we're building. Shout out, get the word out there. We're continuing to grow. And even with the financial advising side, now I just have more access to bigger and better deals on the accredited investor side, but we're also still doing our deals as well too within the community. So I just wanted to give you guys a salute and thank you. Enjoy your family this upcoming Thanksgiving. And we will see you guys next week. We have some heavy hitters coming in December, some great opportunities as well too. So be on the lookout for those things. And yeah, and that's all that I'm gonna share today. Give you guys some time back. Faith, you want to come up? We got what else we have coming up? I know we had the 401k webinar. If you guys are looking to learn more about setting up a self-directed IRA, uh, definitely get in contact with me. Get on my calendar. I had a great conversation with a 1031 custodian yet last night, and we're looking to put some things together there to help. They have a flat $275 annual fee. That's it, regardless of the assets that you have under management, the transaction that you're doing. They do a flat $275 fee. So I'm continuing to vet them and understand a little bit more about their business model. We're going to look to do maybe a co-webinar here in the future. And we're continuing to grow and we're continuing to build wealth one deal at a time. So you all be blessed and have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving with your family. And we'll see you next week. Let's go. Let's make some equity happen.